Seahorses. Strange-looking fish found all over the world. Once believed to be insects due to their exoskeleton-like exteriors, these fish have bony plates covered in a thin layer of skin instead of the scales shared by most of their aquatic cousins. This hard body rarely makes them a predator's first choice for dinner, which is lucky for a fish with such poor swimming abilities. Seahorses have evolved to not have a tail fin, using only the dorsal fin on their back and a couple of very small pectoral fins on either side of their head. Instead of having a tail which helps them with swimming, they have developed a prehensile tail, like a monkey's, allowing them to latch themselves onto anything they can find. Seagrass, rocks, coral, and even each other. Despite their poor swimming ability, they are surprisingly adept hunters. In fact, these fish are one of the most successful hunters on the planet. A seahorse's head is adapted to reduce drag in the water, allowing them to sneak up on their prey, without giving them any indication that doom is lurking behind them. They mainly feed on small crustaceans, such as copepods, shrimps, and krill, but they will usually eat anything that is small enough to fit into their mouths. However, as they aren't very intelligent creatures, this can sometimes mean that they eat their own young, mistaking them for little shrimps. Luckily, seahorses can give birth to thousands of young at a time, so that at least some of them will survive long enough to reach adulthood. However, seahorses, like most of our ocean's inhabitants, are under threat. These animals are losing their habitat at increasing rates. The coral reefs and seagrasses that support seahorses are declining due to a mixture of direct human disruptions and climate change. Experts have found it extremely difficult to quantify the effect this may be having on seahorse populations, but there is no doubt that it's negative. The most serious threat to seahorse populations around the world is due to fishing. There is a big trade for seahorses in Southeast Asia and China. In this part of the world, these animals are used as medicines for numerous diseases, ranging from the common cold to cancer. Numerous studies have been carried out to test the medicinal properties of seahorses, but there has so far been no proof of their benefits uncovered. Here at Bristol Aquarium, we're doing our part to try to conserve seahorse populations. We work with the Seahorse Trust to raise money for conservation efforts and raise awareness of the threats facing seahorses in our oceans. We also do our best to educate members of the public with talks every other day about seahorses, the stressors causing their decline, and what we can do to help. So please, donate where you can, educate yourselves and others about seahorses and their conservation, and try to get involved with conservation efforts. Without our help, the oceans may lose these strange and fascinating creatures for good.